Howdy everybody, thank you for watching another video of mine. This is for the Dungeon Crusher Soul Hunters mobile game. Today I would like to talk about in-game currency. For this account I'm keeping it in free-to-play. I'm not going to buy anything, but I do want to show you some of the in-game currencies that there are to give you a general idea of what you can do if you wanted to pay to advance. The first thing I'm going to show you here is, you can see off to the right hand side I've got all of these little offers right here, and little icons. Not all of them are offers, some of them are, all except for this one. So the first one here is an offer that happens, so far from my experience, 2 weekends out of every 3 weekends. So like this weekend that I have right now, I have an offer. Next weekend I should have a different type of offer, and then they take a week off, and then they rotate the 3 things. So for this week, there is a way to purchase bottles. Right now you can see 4,650, excuse me, bottles right now for $30 in the US. It's a 70% discount. So I mean, if you wanted to, you could do that. The normal price is $100. And it usually starts server reset on Friday, and then goes to server reset on Sunday, depending on what time zone you're in. So for this particular service, it's 7 p.m. Central on Thursday night, and then goes to 7 p.m. Central on Sunday night. That's when server reset is. So you can purchase these, and these are the bottles that you use for all kinds of things. Like I showed in other videos, you can get the bottles through every 5 levels here in these caves. And then also they have offers right here that you could pay for them. So you can see right here, the normal amount is $100 for those $4,650 bottles. They have other ones that you can offer for real money as well. So these bottles actually go into your bottle total up here at the top. These are different from what you'll see below here. Wait, maybe it's on the screen. I don't see it here right now. When you progress farther in the game, you'll get offers here for crates of bottles. Crates of bottles are a little different. They actually become an item in your loot section, which is all the way down at the bottom of your heroes. You have a little loot section here, and then you'll start getting these bottle crates down here. The best way to get the bottle crates is actually through your events for your clans, and we'll go over the events and the sieges and the league later. But if you're in a good enough clan, then your rewards for the clan are these crates, these crate of bottles, okay? And if you're in a good clan, then what they'll do is, however far your clan gets, whichever level you get, and you get each one of them as you go up. So if your clan made 50 million points, you get 10 bottles. If you get to 120 million points, you get the 10 bottles plus the 25 bottles. And then if you get the 220 million, then you get all 3 added together, which would be 80 crates. And so what then a good clan would do, the clan leader would get those in their mail, then they would send those out, divvy them up to those who are the top performers, and then you would get those bottles, the crate bottles. And so the crate bottle itself contains 100 bottles in each crate. So overall, these 80 crates would get 100 bottles, so you're looking at 8,000 bottles as a reward for the clan leader, who then would divvy them out to each individual person. So that's the difference between bottles and crate bottles. I'm going to go into here real quick. This is the general chat area. This is where people do a lot of buying and selling for various things. Most people think that it's actually a general chat, but it's really not. It's really a sales place. So don't get discouraged if you're trying to talk in here and nobody talks to you, because these people just want to buy, trade, and sell. So you can see right here, this guy is trying to sell 900 cans or bottles for 7 DH, which is demon horns. These are crates, so it would be 9 crates of 100 bottles each that he is trying to trade for 7 of these demon horns. And then voids is another in-game currency. I'll talk about that in a minute. And the last one is these guns or cannons, which is another type of currency within the game. The last one is actually kind of alluded to right here, this chest. So there are rune chests that help your characters out much, much later in the game. When you get up to, say, level 4,000 and above, that's when you start wanting to get some of these chests. And there's 1 week out of every 9 that you can get these chests if your clan does good enough. So sometimes you'll go to a different clan, like Lifeguard here is recruiting people to get there. Usually you have to pay the clan members something in order to get into their clan for this rune week so that you can earn rewards. So you'll get rewards, but then you also have to give some of those rewards back to them for allowing you to be in that clan for that week. So I don't know if I'll make a video on that, but maybe eventually. Now, these other items down here, this sword comes and it goes. So when you first are in to the game at a certain point, they'll give you an offer for this legendary Sword of Doom. And it may look like getting a 1,000,000% increase to your DPS is a great idea. It might be for the beginning, but the $10 you're going to spend on this is really not going to be worth it once you get up in later levels. So you could use it if you want to. I would not buy it even if I was paying for things, because it's basically $10 that you're going to waste and not get later, not get the effort. Let's see, not effort, but not get enough reward for having it later on. And then another in-game, I call it currency. This one you can't actually trade to other people, but another in-game reward system are these gems. So I've talked about these gems before, and you'll get those gems by doing various things, but you can use them to buy these heroes. So there's like, I think 5, maybe 6 heroes that you can purchase with these gems that go into your pool of heroes. Let's take a look. I've already bought a couple of them. Grimborn is one of them, and I think, I don't know if Eurus is or not, but Dalek is. You see the green background? That's how you can tell. So Eurus isn't one. Grimborn is, Dalek is one, and then Feral Heart is one. He's the one that you definitely want to get. For 2 gems, he's going to be one of your main DPS for a while. And then there's a few others that you can get. These ones you also get with shards, but they still have a green background, but you get them with shards instead of gems. And so let me take you over to that area and show you about the shards and shard packs. So up here, if you spend bottles, you can get these packs of shards, right? So there's an 800 pack, which is actually the best pack if you're going to waste your bottles on. This is the one that you want to get, because you get special heroes in this one that you don't get in any of the other packs. All of these people are special heroes that you can only get here or through purchases. And I'll show you those purchases a little bit later. But, so if you're going to spend money on shards, bottles I should say, this is the pack that you want. You get 1 chest and you get a chance at getting any of these. This Arbiter right here, they are one of the most sought after heroes, because they convert into other heroes and then eventually into other heroes, and so they are very good. So there are people that will spend 50,000 bottles on these packs trying to get these, and I've known some people that haven't gotten a single one. I was fortunate that I spent 3,200 bottles, so that was like 4 packs, and I was able to get one arbiter, so I was very fortunate. These other ones, you don't really want to mess with those. You don't. They're a waste of bottles. Save your bottles for something else. This one right here, this collection of shards, will actually be used in your quests sometime, your daily quests. I'll show that in a different video, but this is one that you will use frequently, and this cache of shards you'll use as well, which is gems instead of bottles. This one you will also use in quests, but as I'll explain in the other video on quests, you'll want to save your gems until you get 125 before spending them on these caches of shards for your quests. The other uses for those gems I will explain in a future video when I talk about the altar down here, but you have to be level 400 to use that, so you guys bear with me until I get to level 400, and then I'll explain all about the altar. And then the last bit we've already talked a little bit about are these souls and these hearts. So as you progress through the game, you get these souls, and once you get them and then you do a dark ritual, they go from your inactive, they go over to the active part. So your souls can be used for various things, but I'll share with you the main things you can do with them here in just a moment. And the hearts you get from doing PvP battles against other people, which I'll show you how the best practices for your PvP and arena battles later. But for now, spending them, what you do is you go over here to this little trophy thing, and this is where our artifacts are. We've talked about the artifacts that you get from doing some of those caves, which are these ones right here, and your intro, your episodes 1 and your episodes 2. You get all of these different things, and so that's where they are. But you have special ones up here that you actually purchase. So as you can see, I've already purchased a few, but I'll go ahead and go in and show you a few more that I'm going to purchase. There are some that, most of these you will want to purchase, but there are 4 that you do not want. And one of them you can have in early stages until you get to level around 4,000, then after that you don't want it at all. So if we hit the purchase button here, we're going to go in and we're going to see more artifacts that we can buy. So these 4 are actually ones that I would purchase. Okay, so let's start with this one. This is the Bloody Doll. You can purchase it for 35 hearts, which is good. I'm not going to do that right now because I have a different goal in mind. But you have a series of amulets. So you have one amulet like this for each of the abilities you can have in the arena. Okay, so this one is for the Hand of Midas, and it increases the duration of the Hand of Midas for 2 seconds for every upgrade. It goes up to 25. So that basically allows you to have, each amulet allows you to increase the duration of its respected ability to like 2 minutes. So these are really good, and they're definitely something you want to get. But you want to try to get these in a certain order. So we'll try to do that here. I don't know how successful I will be, because if you see, to reload it costs 42 souls at this point, which is a lot more than really I want to spend right now. But as you buy one, then you conceivably get different ones the next time. This is also a very useful one for early game. The magic bag, you get 100 gold for every level of it. If you level this to the maximum, which is I think level, I don't know, 1 million, 10 million ranks, something like that, you get enough gold, you get about 1 billion gold, and that'll help you to get some of your heroes earlier. But that benefit really doesn't start showing up until you get into like level 2600 or so, because it takes a lot of souls to get this up to the max level of 10 million. So it would take approximately 10 million souls. So it does take quite a while to get. This one, however, is very beneficial as you go up. It can go to a maximum level of 4,000, and what it does is it gives you an extra bonus after resetting the world. So like with the other one down below, you start off at level 21, and so every time that you put a level into this one, then you go one level beyond that. So when you buy it the first time, you'll start at level 22, and then so forth as you go on up. This is going to be very, very key to have later on in the game, because you don't want to sit here and just watch the progression go for thousands and thousands of levels. The sooner you can get this higher up, the sooner you can get to later levels, and then the more souls you get for killing specters at that point. So this is very, very good to have. It should be probably within the top 5 or 6 artifacts that you get. But right now we're looking for 2 specific ones. One is called a Soul Reaver, and the other one is called the Lamp of Specters. They should be the first 2 that you get if you can get them without having to spend so much on reloading. So what I did trying to get them at first, is since I already had a bunch of arena points and I still have another 102, what I did down here is I purchased the ones that I can get for arena, and then it regenerates the ones that are over here. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase this Bloody Doll and see if it changes the ones that we can purchase. So you can see it did change. This is still that magic bag, but these other ones are the Sand of Time, which is very good to have as well, because it extends the time that you have to beat a boss by 5 seconds for each upgrade. So even if you only put spend 1,000 or 1,000,000 souls on it, you get 2 hours to kill a boss, so that's pretty good. This one, however, is one that you do not ever want to get, the Key of Daemons. That is not one that you want. It's not beneficial, so don't ever buy it. There are 2 others besides that you absolutely do not want to buy, and then there's one that you can buy, but you only want it for earlier. So again, I did not get one of the 2 that I'm wanting, so I'm going to go ahead. Oh, well, I'm 3 off of being able to purchase that. So down here, later on, if you decide that you've misspent your rewards, you can reset this and it'll give you 70% of the items that you spent in this, the souls and the hearts. So when you buy the Drum of Fears, it's good, like I said, through the first 4,000 or so levels, but then after that you don't want to. What it does is it basically shortens the number of creatures you have to fight per level. So instead of fighting 10, you only have to fight 5. And that's really good for progression. But it also cuts out some of the time that you have for getting items. And we'll talk about items and crafting that in a different video. But eventually you can reset this to reallocate the amount of souls that you have into different areas. But again, if you do it so much, you lose 30% of what you've already spent, and that can get expensive. So you don't want to do this often, maybe once or twice in the game, just to change how you have certain things. So here's that Midas amulet that helps with the gold you get by clicking, which is great. And then this Lion's Heart, which actually is really good because you get a 15% bonus for each artifact for your upgrade, and instead of 10% for each soul. So each soul you get 10%, this one you get 15. So putting some of your souls into this is very beneficial, especially at the beginning of the game, because you get a bonus 5% over than just letting your souls sit there. I'm not going to put anything in there right now, and we'll have to see a little bit later. Maybe I'll do another episode just on artifacts later once I get everything in here, just to explain them all. But that's all I have for today, for this video. We've already gone through all of the currencies that I wanted to discuss, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll get to them when I can. Otherwise, thanks for watching my video. We'll see you again next time.